Hi, Donna. Thanks so much for being here today.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to this meeting.
Yes, yeah, me too. So, can you tell me a little bit about how you first heard about April and also her work with the Healy?
Okay, well, I didn't hear about April. I was researching online about how to help my horses. And I had an issue going on with a horse, and I saw lots of different things online that more in a natural way. And I came across one of April's videos and I was just mesmerized. I couldn't believe how informative, and it was wonderful. And I've been a fan probably for 3 or 4 years, and I haven't been able to take her course until last about a year ago. It was a year ago I took her first course, and she was going to come to New York, and I was thrilled. I was thrilled, and I made sure I was all signed up, and then COVID struck,
Mm.
and it canceled everything. And I said, I'm not going to let this deter me. I can take the home study course. So I did that, and she was wonderful. I use that word a lot because I really admire her. And so I took her home study course, and we had to do some case studies. And every time I had a question, April was right there. It was like having her a block away from me, and she answered my questions. She took care of me. um, she gave me critique. The course was wonderful, and I would highly recommend it, for anyone that would want to do this, to give their horse extra care, give their horse, it's a whole new meaning, a whole new way of dealing with your horses that I'm, I'm losing it now.
So, that's the level 1 equine musculoskeletal unwinding course.
Yes, it is. It's level one. And like she says, anyone can do it. And she's right there for you. She's right there. That's what really got me. Like, I'd send her an email and I got my answers right back. I'd send her my case studies, and it only took a day or two, and she had a critique about it. And I learned so much. The workbook was full of information. She had a really well designed workbook. I still refer back to it and reread it and look things over. And there's so much to learn. But if you're a horseman, or if you just, you have a horse in your backyard, it doesn't matter. I mean, a hobbyist. That's what I really mean to say. A hobbyist,
Yes.
something to enjoy. Any horse can benefit from this course. Any horse will benefit from this course. And it's not hard. You don't have to be a big muscular person, because they're all really gentle moves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
what
I
kind of
love
what I'm hearing from you is definitely what I hear from a lot of people that worked with April. You found her because you had some problems with your horses, or your horse, and then you kind of come in through that avenue because that's what she's been really known for a long time. But in researching and becoming an expert in wellness for horses, she also has a lot to offer people, along
Yes.
the same route. And so you came to her for the horses, but then you also found some opportunities for yourself as well.
Oh, yes. I told her that. In my first Zoom meeting with her, I went back and I said, not only are you healing horses, but you're helping to heal me. And that's why I'm just, I can't get enough of her, or and her information, and what she has to offer. And she's very generous, very generous. If she knows you're interested in something, she wants to make sure that you're supplied with knowledge, and you're supplied with her, her being there. If I can put it that way.
Hmm. So, have you, when it comes to her offerings outside of the horses, her offerings for people as well, what have you experienced with her there? Have you done any of her distance healing sessions?
Mm, yes, that's when you mean with horses, or with the
I guess
Healy?
I was with you. I had some distance healing sessions with her, and I guess I was wondering if you had had some of those as well.
With the Healy?
Yes.
Yes, yes, of
Can you
course.
tell me what that was like?
Okay, that was when I got sick from I got the virus. I hate to even say it. And I was laid up. I really couldn't move for it was days. And I had horses to take care of and all my other animals, and I couldn't find any help. I didn't really look that hard. I think I was too sick. I was
Mm-hmm.
too sick to think and and I just thought of one person, and they were too scared to help me. And I wasn't even going to be around, but I just needed them to carry buckets, and they were too frightened. But I can understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to catch it. Um, and it got to the point, like in 3 days, I'm just still laying around, and it was to the point where I didn't even want to feed my cats. I
Mm.
just wanted to lay down. So I thought of April, and every time she sent an email, she would say, "Let me do a Healy distance healing for you." Like, I'm jumping on this. So I wrote her an email, and she got back to me right away. And she started in on me right away. And I didn't know what programs she used. I didn't know how long she used, because I wasn't a Healy user
Okay.
at that time. I didn't have a Healy, but I wanted one, but there were like other factors in order to get one, financial.
Mhm.
So she she did it overnight. I usually, when I sleep, sometimes I toss and turn, and when with COVID, I was like a log. I didn't wake up. I never woke up. I just slept. And I think when she was sending the frequencies at night, she I started getting very restless. It was like 2 in the morning. I was getting pretty restless, and I thought, that might be the frequencies. I wasn't sure. So I woke up the next morning, and I felt a change, but it's not a drastic change. It's a subtle change, but it was for the better. I I was able to get up, and I actually was thinking maybe I should get something to eat, which I wasn't eating for days. I lost a lot of weight. Um, and I had a little more energy to, okay, it's time to go out and take care of the horses and get that done. And I was better. I was better. Um, and then she talked to me on the phone. She called me, and she wanted to know how I was doing. And I just love her for that. And I was coughing constantly because it affects your lungs. And I had a really deep cough. It was a hurting kind of cough. And so she ran more programs on me, and on that whole day. So the next day when I woke up, I was still coughing, but it was not as deep. It was so much lighter. And that to me was a big change. That was a big change. And then gradually my energy got better. So now she says, I ran a coherent, I think it was the coherence program on you, which is a spiritual program.
Mhm.
And for attracting what you want in your life, and the heart and the mind working together. And she goes, if you think you want Healy, the sale is going to end. She wasn't promoting me to buy it, but she just wanted to suggest to me, if I really thought the Healy was something I believed in it, then it would be a good idea to get one. So just the day that I guess she was sending those frequencies, I got this note in the mail that my credit had been increased like another $1,500. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. I mean, we were both laughing about it, because she was like, yeah, well, I kind of did that to you. So I purchased the Healy. I've been using it ever since. I I first started out what they suggested, and it's called the CARE program, and the Pure.
Mhm.
And I ran those frequencies, and I was able when I finally made it back to work, another miracle to me happened when I was running the programs on myself. I have to I'm a part-time server and a bartender, and it gets very stressful, and I hold my stress around my bladder area. That's the area. And for a good year or two, I when I had to go to the ladies' room, I had to go or it was over with. I was running constantly, like once every hour, and it was so interruptive, and it was kind of painful too. And after I ran those Healy programs, I worked one night and I didn't have to go at all. It just, and I didn't realize that was happening until the end of the night. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't have to use the ladies' room tonight. What the heck? You know, it has to be the Healy. So that's a miracle for me. And my discomfort is gone. So I still run programs, but but I
Wow,
love
that's
the
so
Healy.
amazing to hear. That's so cool.
Yeah, that really worked too. And that's something I initiated. And I didn't even know when I was using the CARE and the PURE program, which is the basic foundation from what I understand to get your body going,
Mhm.
that's what that was going to happen. I wasn't doing it for bladder. You know, I was just doing it to try the Healy out and get going with it. And that was a really nice result. So I'm thrilled.
Awesome.
I can work the whole night without, you know, like, excuse me, and run, you know.
Mhm.
So,
So bringing it back full circle a little bit, now that you have your own Healy, are you also using it with your horses and your other animals?
yes, I am. The big change I had, first I put it on my dog, and like yes, I do it on all the animals. My dog was, she's young, she's like 3 years old, and she was running around, she runs around and plays, and she started coughing, and I didn't know what that was all about. And this had been going on for a few weeks. I mean, this is before I got my Healy, and then after, and I'm like, let me run a program. And I'm still not sure what exactly I was running from, but I have the resonance blue app Healy, which all the programs will come up for me and tell me what's going on. And it it had a word I can't, microbiota, which I think is allergies.
Okay.
Um, but I wasn't sure what that cough was about, so I ran it on her, and it's gone. There's no more coughing, and I'm like, that's a miracle. There's no more coughing. My dog is running like crazy, and she's no longer coughing. And that was one treatment.
Mhm.
So that was a miracle. The horses, they're they're they have layers to them. They're older horses, they're senior horses. I'll try and be brief with this. So they have issues going on before I even had them. One I've had 22 years, and I'm working harder on him now because I'm still trying to understand the durations of how long you put it on a horse or what they'll respond to. I have I'm I haven't seen anything like my dog or myself that change overnight. I think their issues are deeper than that. Um, so I'm not going to say a lot about them, not yet. There's because their issues, what what they have. I have one that's metabolic, and another one that I adopted, rescued him, and last year, or maybe it was, yeah, it was last year, he had Lyme's, and I helped him through the Lyme, so I got him through that. But during his sickness, he he was running away. I had him outside, and he was trying to keep up with the other horses, and he lost his balance and fell, and he injured himself where he's hardly using this one back leg. So he's over his limes and I'm keeping his immune system boosted. But there's still, from what I learned from April's courses, there's still things that I'm aware of that I haven't seen a big change. But he's looking better, heck of a lot better. Gained his weight back.
Yeah, real healing is a process. It's an ongoing journey for sure.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say anything miraculous happened with them yet, but I'm on it every day.
Always learning and always working.
Yeah, yeah. So it was mostly with me and my dog and a kitty. I did one on one of my kitties.
Oh, my cat loves it. He will lay
Yeah,
right on top of it whenever I get it out.
yeah, yeah. Well, she's not sure, because they're outdoor kitties. Yeah,
Okay.
I let them in, in the cold and bad weather because they're now 18, and but she seemed to the next day I thought I didn't like what I was seeing, so I just ran the program what it told me, and the next day she seemed a little more energy. So I'll say that much. She seemed better to me, like not as lethargic, and something was up. I don't know if I'm really answering the question on that one, but
Oh, that's okay.
I think she revived from it.
Well, that's good to hear. So,
Yeah.
might you have anything to share or to say for anybody who's thinking about maybe wanting to take one of April's horse bodywork courses, or they're on the fence about getting a distance healing or even getting a Healy itself?
I would say don't be on the fence. Don't be on the fence. Go for it. Go for it. Anything that'll happen is going to be beneficial. Anything. I don't care. I don't care. Get with the course. Even if you just have the workbook in front of you, you're going to learn something. But definitely sign up for it, or go to it personally, which I would have loved to have done personally, to know if I'm using my hands in the proper place and stuff. But she also taught you things like that too, where if you want to know, you muscle test. You say yes, no, yes, no. Am I in the right spot? Yes. So that's helped me a lot. But don't be on the fence. If you want to take the course, it's well worth it. Your horses will change. If you have a lameness issue, it'll change, especially because of the front rib. It's just amazing. And then the Healy, don't be on the fence with that either. This is pretty amazing. And every day you're going to learn something new, and you just follow some of the videos on there to keep learning. And the Healy will help you. The Healy will help you, and your animals too. It's not like I said, my horses, they're like onions. There's layers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's an improvement here and there. I'm just waiting for the big wow, like, oh my God.
Yet to be unlocked.
Yeah, but don't be on the fence. Oh my goodness,
I
no
think
way.
one of April's favorite things to say is the worst thing you can do is not even try.
Yes, and she says that a lot, and that always sticks to me. And absolutely, just putting your hands on your horse, the horse will benefit. Do the bladder sweeps. Oh, there's so much to learn, and it's fascinating.